Hi, it's Mac. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon here in England, and I'm planting a banana tree. Let me show this to you. Platanero rojo, and it has these beautiful red bananas. And it says it's going to actually produce bananas. This particular variety of bananas is from the Canary Islands. And this is a nice one, and I picked it up. I'm going to get it into this pot right here. I think this would be big enough for this year. If you look at the size of this pot, we're going to just kind of scale this pot up. And I think that's definitely big enough for this year. Going forward in the future, I may need a bit more space for it. It's also supposed to get about 2 meters tall. So we're looking at about 6 feet or so, a little taller than that, and I think that's a perfect height. But yeah, I'm excited to have this little banana. The dog did catch hold of it and kind of messed it up a little bit on this backside. But there's a little offshoot coming here. I don't know if I'll leave that or if I'll take that away, because I don't want that to kind of pull energy from the larger plant. I really want to get to bananas this year. I have a conservatory, so if it doesn't quite make it in the season, I can bring it indoors towards the end of the season here. But it's in mid-June. I have June, July, August. We'll see what kind of growth we get out of this particular banana tree here. Now I have another really cool tropical as well. The other tropical that I have, this is a beautiful variegated canna. Look at this, because it's not a white variegation, it's really a bit of a limey yellow variegation. But they had one that was red variegated, and they had this one, and I thought that this was a beautiful canna. I love this, and there's not a little stems here, a lot of stems in there. So I'm going to put this in a pot. I was thinking about putting it in the ground, but I think I'm going to pot it up this year, probably right next to the banana tree. But this is 2 tropicals that I have. I did not have luck transplanting my cannas last year, lifting them. That didn't go well, but hopefully I can do a better job with these. And this I'm actually going to bring indoors once we get to the end of the growing season. And if you're wondering what I'm going to use this for a compost mix, I have a really nice compost I'll show you here, and I'm going to add some mycorrhizae as well to this, because I love what mycorrhizae does, the way it increases the elements of growth. So what mycorrhizae does is that it attaches to those little root hairs. There's a fungus, and it just allows those root hairs to absorb more nutrients out of the surrounding environment. And that's something that mycorrhizae does really, really well, and these strains are really good at it. So I love adding that into all of my pots when I'm potting up. So I'm going to get this banana plant in a pot, and I'm going to get this canna in a pot as well. And I just spilled a bunch of mycorrhizae out on the ground. I'm going to clean that up. I'm not going to let that go to waste. I'm going to pick that up. But here's the compost that I got, which is multi-purpose compost. This is a really good one. I've used this for most of everything here this year. This is what I've been using. And that's the compost. But let's talk a moment about the pot that I'm using, because I've fallen in love with these pots that have this water reservoir down at the bottom. So this can hold water. If it gets to be too much, the water will overflow out of that front, so it won't just sit there and stagnate. But it'll hold water down at the bottom. That really helps when it comes to watering those plants and keeping moisture in that soil at all times. And I think this banana plant really needs a lot of moisture, so I'm going to put it in this pot with this nice little, it's not quite semi-hydroponics, but I just love the way these pots hold water at the bottom. I have some compost here, and here's some of that mycorrhizae that I have mixed in with this as well. And I don't think I'll add much more than this. I may add a little bit of fertilizer, but I want to see how this grows off before I put too much fertilizer in here. Just got the banana plant out of the pot, and boy, it just starting to get root bound. You can see these roots are just starting to grow around. I'm going to tease these out a little bit, kind of space them out so they're not all growing in a circle. Fill this whole pot. They may really be in this pot only for 1 year, but just kind of loosen this root ball up. And I'm going to plant this at about the height that it was planted in the pot. Don't want to sink it down much lower than that. And so there we have it. The banana is potted up. Again, planted at roughly the same level it was, maybe about an inch lower. But let's see how this grows out over the rest of this year. We're heading towards sundown, but I got the canna planted. It's planted pretty much to the same specifications as what I did with the banana tree there. It's planted also about the same depth. Here are some pumpkins that I have coming in. I'm going to allow a lot of pumpkins. These are all miniature pumpkins. I have some tomatoes getting going here, and I have a little pot of peppers. I'm kind of doing potted garden here, not in the ground so much. This is some chrysanthemums. These are really large chrysanthemums. Some more tomatoes, some cucumbers, and a little bit more tomatoes. Now I'm going to thin these tomatoes out as they get a little larger. I want to see which ones take. I just put those out, but this is my little back patio garden today, and this is what I'm going to add to as I go throughout the growing season. So I'm not trying to grow a full garden this year. This year I really want just pumpkins, tomatoes, I guess, and peppers. That's really pretty much it. Pumpkins, tomatoes, peppers. I spend most of my time growing ornamental flowers and things of that sort. I have a lot of nice indoor plants going on as well. So I don't spend as much time gardening. And I was like, what do I want this year? Well, this year I want some tomatoes. Then I want to grow a lot of pumpkins. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also trying to grow a giant pumpkin. I have a whole video series that'll be coming out on that at some point. And also I'm growing a lot of tomatoes. I have some really cool cherry tomatoes. I think I just want to see what these plants look like. I went to a garden show. The tomatoes were beautiful. And I said, hey, let me grow some of those. All right. Hey, if you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along. I'll keep you up to date with the garden, and I'll continue to go to wonderful gardens around the world. And until next time, take care.